welcome Percy Jackson fans. It's me, Anna, and my father. He's not here. What can I say? Yeah, that joke's gotten old. Took like 2 episodes, but I'm still doing it, and I will do it for the next episode because it's basically a tradition now. So I gotta say that my father isn't here. Speaking of my father, actually, yeah, go Lions. I don't know when you're seeing this, if it's after the championships or after the Super Bowl or whatever. I don't know how far they've gotten. But they're in the top 4 at this current moment, at time of recording, which is 9:02. Tuesday, January 23rd, 2004. 2024. Oh my god, I'm going to be 20 years old this year. Fun fact, I was born in 2004. Oh boy. Anyways, that realization, we're just going to set that aside. Anyways, discussed about Lions, we're good. This is a Percy Jackson reaction, though. It's a loose definition of reaction, however. I'm going to mention this like I have in most of the other previous episodes, except for maybe episode 2, because I watched that back and back, and I don't think I made a disclaimer in that episode. But in every other episode, I've made this disclaimer that I have read the books. I've read the books so much that I have 3 copies of the first one. I've read the books, I've read the whole series, I've read the sequel series, and the sequel series, and the offshoot series, the majority of the side books. I actually can't say that I've read all of the side books. I don't think I can say that. But I've read the majority of the side books. So disclaimer, I know what's happening. I know what's happening 6 years from now, in 7 years into the future of the series. I know what's going down. I know the majority of what's going down. I actually don't know all of the things that are happening in the show because they changed it. It's been 19 years since the book released. My god. That's right, these books are almost as old as me. They came out in 2005, I came out in 2004. Oh, I can't make that joke. Anyways, what happened in the last episode? We took a zebra from Vegas, which is what I watched. So I discovered later, we take a zebra to Vegas. I didn't hear it when I was editing. I did go on TikTok, however, the source of all my information. I went onto TikTok, and in one of the scenes, right when Grover, and I wrote his name down, Augustus, the other satyr, I almost said centaur, the other satyr, who I don't actually remember if he's in the books, because it's actually been a while since I read the original series, but he doesn't ring a bell in my brain. So I have no idea who he is, but like the last scene that they were kind of together in, you can hear sort of a kid yelling Bianca in the background, and that's what this is. This was me going back to use my own phone to make sure it wasn't edited or anything, because it was TikTok. But it was you can hear a kid say something that sounds like Bianca. So that must be Nico at age, what was he, 11 in book 3? I think no, he's 10, isn't he? He's 10 in book 3. Because he's 14, 15 in the in the current continuity. I don't know, that's Nico. He's not going to be important until season 3. I don't think. I don't have to worry about him for a while. I don't. The TV series might change that mind, but that depends on season 2. we saw Lin-Manuel Miranda in the last episode playing Hermes, and yeah, it was still Lin-Manuel Miranda. I saw him. He's Lin-Manuel Miranda. He has like the same effect as Ryan Reynolds, where if I just see Ryan Reynolds in a movie, that's Ryan Reynolds, not whatever the character's name is. Like, that's just... Ryan Reynolds and Lin-Manuel Miranda have the same effect on me in any media that they're in. And Zendaya, actually, now that I think about it. And Zendaya. Those three. If I see them in any production, it's, hey, that's Zendaya, and hey, that's Lin-Manuel Miranda, and hey, that's Ryan Reynolds. Those three. But in this case, it was Lin-Manuel Miranda, he's in every Disney production, and I can't really complain about that. I can't. I'm getting sidetracked. What else? Oh yeah, that's right. I wrote down things while I was editing. Questions, if you will. My main question is, why did Augustus run? To which I don't know the answer, but that's my pondering question that probably won't get answered until later in the series, which will annoy me. I need to know more about Augustus, which means I probably have to reread the books a bit better. I didn't read the Lotus Casino scene. I'm not gonna lie. He could have been in there. I don't know. Also, I kind of, made a, little, with the whole, if Hermes can control time and space, did he time warp the trio to the day of the solstice? Or, well, the nymphs said that they ran out of time, the solstice has passed. But, is that because it's the day of the solstice? The day has passed? Because it was, nighttime? Do they still have, 3 or 4 hours of till midnight to get the bolt back? Or is it literally just the next day? We'll probably figure that out in this episode, which we'll be going into the underworld, Hades, to meet Hades. Percy drove. That was hilarious. Actually, just genuinely hilarious. 'Cause he probably did better than me the first time I drove. They did an iris message, which I was kind of scared that they wouldn't put in episode 5, but they put it in episode 6, so it's fine. They keep doing that, where they keep pushing back, things that happened. They did that with the Fates, the 3 old ladies knitting the socks of death. Percy said, "Wise girl." And I caught it in reaction. Unlike the first time Annabeth called him seaweed brain, where I just completely missed it until I edited it. But yeah, I caught him. I really hope this was the first time he said wise girl, because that was the first time I noticed him saying wise girl. But I'm so glad it's here. It's finally there, over halfway through the series, even though they started saying it back in Camp Half-Blood. That's rough, buddy. I don't know what that one was. Oh yeah, we finally got the conversations. Spoiler alert, if you didn't heed my warning beforehand. We finally got, the dream conversations between Kronos and Luke, aka the Lightning Thief. Spoiler alert, you've been spoiled. With Percy kind of being in there. So that was fun. I was kind of waiting for that to happen. We still haven't gotten, the eagle-horse fight, but I suppose that's probably, a CGI issue. Because they can't really get an eagle and a horse to fight on a beach that's storming in real life. So that's That's a CGI issue. We're probably not going to get that, which I'm kind of disappointed about. It wasn't, like, huge or necessary for the story. Like, it was a major plot point. It's just kind of the symbolization of Zeus and Poseidon fighting. It's not integral to the story, but it'd be nice if we had it. Maybe we'll get it, like, in this episode, like, because, you know, the solstice has passed, so they're actually warring now. I don't know how they're going to do that or work that out. I'm just still waiting for Smelly Gabe to get turned into stone. That's what I'm waiting for. I still haven't gotten the Smelly Gabe yet. That's another thing I'm angry about. Yeah, I think that's about it. Lotus Casino, the Satyr. I'm gonna have to reread Lotus Casino, like, thing again, just to be sure that I'm not insane. I'm just misremembering things from a book that I read 7 years ago. So, yeah, I'm gonna hit play. I'm gonna scroll down and hit play. And we are going, that's from the poster. It's the image from the poster. We find out the truth, sort of. Let's go. Oh, we're still getting this. The waterbeds. Krusty's waterbeds. Or mattress palace, I don't know. Why is he alone? This was the one I was, like, kind of waiting for, because it was like a cut to black.
Welcome, weary traveler. Come on in and
Where are the other two?
These beds. Take all that away.
Where's Annabeth and Grover? Where's Annabeth and Grover?
You first.
Well, there's Annabeth. Where's Grover?
Yeah.
You won't be the first to fail.
Hey.
Sally didn't
You
die.
keep your head dummy. Don't push it. Are we sure this is the right way?
So he didn't hack off his head, like in the books. Because he went full Game of Thrones on Krusty there. Only one way to find out. The Red Ball!
Better? Much.
Stress strike.
No one comes back.
Dude, don't make
It belongs to the sea, will always return to the sea, which I also reread is also a line in the book. I just remember it from the musical. Okay, yeah, I saw theories on TikTok and somebody else commented Percy might lose the third, like, pearl, or the fourth pearl, so it's like that you failed to save what matters most in the end. Having a fourth pearl and losing it will hurt worse than them just not being able to do math in the first book. But there's a car now. What happened to the underworld?
Well, we're not in Kansas anymore.
What? So are those the fields of Asphodel?
Not in Kansas.
She hasn't seen any movies!
We were in Kansas 4 days ago. Yeah, no one's.
Another movie.
Behind you. Sorry.
This seems so wrong.
Yeah. These suckers wait in line. No, you should really spend some time in the city with me. I think you learn a lot.
Chiron's creepy.
You're not dead.
Sure they are.
I mean, we're all dying. You can buy a new whistle.
Man, bribing Chiron in the books, like, worked. He was totally bribable. Oh no. A dog's still a dog. Oh, poor Grover.
Guys?
If it works, it works.
Hades Palace. My pearl. I lost the pearl.
Grover, where's the pearl? In Cerberus's
It's in my
mouth.
dog.
Well, they lost one of the pearls, which is something that was theorized.
No. He is registered. What kind of information?
A drawing.
Oh, come on. He drew a picture of a horse with wings. I'm sorry, but no. I cannot accept that as an answer.
The three of us plus your mom is 4 people, and only 3 girls. Someone is staying behind. I'll figure something out.
Oh, that's a face. That's a creepy
They
face.
can't hear you.
Man, the underworld is so creepy. Actually,
This must be us for them.
Roots?
Roots.
Run. How is he getting the ball? Where's Annabeth?
Annabeth!
We've got a problem here. I already tried. It's too strong.
Sword?
Go. I'll distract the dog and buy you guys some time. Percy!
I trust your dad. You can do this.
She made it.
Sand dunes. The sand dunes from Percy's dreams. Because they're next to Tartarus. Oh, because this terrain isn't familiar to you.
Okay, stop! Percy! It's the shoes!
Percy! Priorities. Kick off your shoes. Man, at least Rover doesn't tie his shoes. And this is where the lightning bolt reveals itself. Oh, that's actually really cool. Panic?
Yeah, I think so, right?
How's it in your bag?
Wait, this isn't my bag. This is the bag Aries gave me.
Putting 2 and 2 together. He needs to go get his mom.
Zeus is just gonna have to wait.
Deserved. Zeus can wait. BFF.
But this school's gonna be really good for you. I know that too. Let's not spend the last few minutes we have here like this.
Why are you doing this?
I'm gonna go pay.
Hades' castle looks epic. I mean, all of Hades looks epic, just general. Alright, this is the 5th god. It just looks so cool.
Hey, fellas. Welcome. Can I get you anything? Fresh pomegranate juice, a snack?
Actually, your mother.
Straight to the point.
Straight to business. Your mom's just over here.
That is Hades. Do they know that's Hades? I only recognize that as Hades because it said it on the subtitles. Hades is a lot more punny.
Save your life? You know, typically getting crushed by a minotaur is a terminal diagnosis. You give me what you got, and I give you what I got. The bolt is my brother's drama. I don't want any part of it.
You don't want it?
No.
Then what do you want?
My helm.
Your what?
My helm of darkness, it went missing just days before someone used it to turn invisible and steal the bolt. My brothers, on the other hand, have the market cornered on jealous. Family drama is why I don't go up there anymore.
Someone else. He's got the longest grudge of them all. I assumed that was you, but that voice I heard, that definitely did not sound like you.
Ask me for sanctuary. You're not safe. Ask me and I'll protect you. You and your mother.
Father of Hades.
And the goat.
Of Nico.
I'll throw him in on the house.
I thought you didn't want the bolt.
I don't want the bolt. Now I need the bolt. If war with Cronus is coming, I'd like to be prepared.
I accept your offer. Great, your first offer. We're gonna go get your help. Hold fast.
What's she praying for? Is that Poseidon?
I'm going to take him to camp. It's starting to attract attention from your world. Sooner or later, it's not just going to be pretty things that are following him.
You don't want him again.
No. I want him to know who he is. Before your family tries to tell him who they want him to be. He has better things in him than that.
His
day when he's ready.
It's the dawn.
When he knows who he is.
The house. The house from the opening credits. I recognize that background.
His true path.
Annabeth. Ares. Where's the rest of the city? Those bones?
On that day, I'll be right by his side.
No! So we don't get the Ares Percy fight scene in this. That was 36 minutes. That was like 7 minutes longer than the usual episode. Is that why you crawled over here? It's because I was taking longer on this episode. That was a longer episode. 36 minutes. And my cat's leaving me. Well, I feel like everything happened in this episode, but also nothing. The flashback scenes with, like, Sally and Percy and the whole school thing. And, like, having Poseidon also didn't think he'd be making an appearance until, like, well, I suppose the council thing is... Okay, look, I actually have no idea what's going on. I lied. I know I read the books, the whole series, if you will. I have no idea what's going on. I mean, I know we're getting the Ares Percy fight. I wanted it to happen in this episode. We're not getting it in this episode. We got the setup for it. Because of course we did. The final battle's gotta happen on, like, the, last episode. So that means they need to fight Ares, get to New York, Empire State Building, get to Olympus, not die, and give Zeus the Master Bolt, and then manage to get to camp and have Luke betray Percy. Spoilers ahead. That's a lot to do in the last episode. So Percy didn't decapitate Krusty, his brother. I believe in the book it happened. That's Waterland. Nope, I just saw the word Elysium. Yeah. Ropes lashed around Krusty, flattened him against the mattress. "Hey," he yelled. "Center him just right," I said, the ropes readjusting themselves at my command. Krusty's whole head stuck out the top, his feet stuck out the bottom. "No," he said. "Wait, this is just a demo." I uncapped Riptide. A few simple adjustments. I had no qualms about what I was about to do. If Krusty were human, I couldn't hurt him anyways. If he was a monster, he deserved to get turned into dust for a while. "You drive a hard bargain," he told me. "I'll give you 30% off selected floor models." "I think I'll start with the top." I raised my sword. "No money down. No interest for 6 months." I swung the sword. Krusty stopped making offers. Fully Game of Thrones. Percy fully went Game of Thrones on Krusty, and they just didn't in the show, and that's kind of sad because that would have shown just a little bit how unhinged Percy is. But I suppose also this Percy is like, not all monsters are monsters, not all heroes are good, not all monsters are bad, which I suppose is fair. It's keeping in line with the show's characterization of Percy. But a little bit of unhinged Percy? But also that probably would have been a little too sadistic for a kid's show. So I suppose that's fair. But like, a little unhinged Percy? Yeah. That's kind of all that I really needed. But no, I didn't get it. I was also really confused because it was just like, is this a dream sequence? Where's Annabeth and Grover? Grover was just sitting outside. Also, it was the entrance to the underworld instead of DOA Records. Are you kidding me? The music industry? That was a perfect gag line. Still is, to this day. We didn't get DOA Records. Instead, DOA Records got turned into Krusty's. And I don't know how to pronounce his Greek name, but Krusty was the guard of the underworld. He guards the entrance to the underworld, which means he does kill a lot of people. So, I mean, if you're right there, then they kept the red ball. The underworld looked amazing. Like, just awesome. In a very creepy way. And I like it on screen, I wouldn't go there in person. Sort of way. Don't get me wrong. I would not go in there. I would not go there in person. But it looked very cool. There's that. Hades. His character is, I don't remember him being that, like, punny. He was a lot more serious. Yeah, Hades' aura was affecting me just as... No, wait. He was the third god I had met. He was at least 10 feet tall. Not 10 feet tall. For one thing, and dressed in black silk robes and a crown of braided gold. His skin was albino white, his hair shoulder length and jet black. He wasn't bulked up like Ares, but he radiated power. He lounged on his throne of fused human bones, which we also didn't see, looking lithe, graceful, and dangerous as a panther. Hades had the same intense eyes, the same kind of mesmerizing evil charm. He's supposed to be just, pack in that, yeah, I'm the god of the underworld. I'm emo. What was... Yeah, Hades was a lot more angrier in the book. He was just like, are you... No. He was just super offended. He was just like, only 2 requests, arrogant child, as if you hadn't, as if you had not already taken enough. Speak then, it amuses me not to strike you dead yet. Like, he was way more formal. That's a word I'm looking for. Formal. He was way more formal in the books. I was honestly kind of confused whether that was, Hades or not. I was like, is this an attendant? And then he got closer and I was like, nope, that's Hades. I mean, the casting was fine. Made sense. He looked like Hades. He didn't have the 10 feet tall, black robes, dramatic, or aura that I was kind of expecting. He was a lot more laid back. A lot more laid back. And he already just assumed. And I'm probably gonna also go back and rewatch this episode, because in the background, I don't know if that was a desk or a throne, but it looked really big. I just really wish we got the, throne of bones, set the scene, but we didn't. We didn't get it. He also didn't complain about how overfilled the underworld was, but I mean, I suppose what we saw was a very empty underworld. except for the Fields of Asphodel. That one surprised me. Because first of all, Annabeth never left early. She was there the whole time. So that surprised me. And then also, how is the Fields of Asphodel, like, pronounced? Right, Karen, seasick. Yeah, Karen, gosh. They did a little pronunciation thing. Karen. Karen was a lot more, bribable in the books, instead of just kind of letting Cerberus out. Yeah, they also broke in just very different. We find out the truth, sort of. Chapter 19. Imagine the largest concert crowd you've ever seen. A football field packed with millions of fans. Now imagine a field 1,000,000 times that big, packed with people, and imagine electricity had gone out and there was no noise, no light, no beach ball bouncing over the crowd. Something tragic had happened backstage. Whispered masses of people are just milling around in the shadows, waiting for a concert that will never start. So that's how Percy described the Fields of Asphodel, which is literally just a field crowded with people instead of what seems to be a forest of trees. I mean, in Greek mythology, the Fields of Asphodel, as I understand it, so I could be wrong, as I remember and understand it, it's like for the people who were like pretty meh throughout their whole lives. They didn't do anything good, but they didn't do anything outrageously bad. So they were just kind of Fields of Asphodel. They drink from the river Lethe, the memory wiping one. Remove their memories. They go on to the crowd. That's their eternal like thing. I can't remember if they can get reincarnated or not. They might be able to, they might not be able to. I don't remember. I mean, there's that. We didn't get to see Elysium. I know we saw Elysium in the book. We also saw the Fields of Punishment, which I cannot remember their actual name. I do wonder if we'll see the Furies again, because they are mentioned in the fight scene with Percy and Ares afterwards, because Percy gives the Helm of Darkness to Mrs. Dodds. Whose actual name I still can't remember. It's Mrs. Dodds. He gives her the Helm of Darkness to give back to Hades, so that Hades will release his mom. Well, I assume that's what's going to happen. He's going to give the helm back to the Furies so that he gets his mom back. Completely fair. Well, maybe. They may also just go back down, but also they have no way of getting back out. So, I assume that's going to happen. Also, they're not on, like, it doesn't look, and I can't say this for sure because I've never been to California, let alone Santa Monica Beach. But, like, it doesn't look like Santa Monica Beach. Like, there's no city behind it. Isn't it the same? I'm probably wrong. It's been a second, and I've only seen the movie once. It's a good movie, but I've only seen it once. But isn't Santa Monica Beach also the same beach from Barbie? I've never been to LA. I've never been to California. I've never been out west. I don't travel often. I'm broke. But I'm pretty sure it's the same beach, and it is very much not crowded. Also, I'm pretty sure I saw bones. Again, I'm gonna have to I'm gonna rewatch it, but like, I'm gonna have to rewatch it with better quality because you see a mostly blue toned screen from here, which helps with copyright. I assume. Haven't been strict yet. So I assume that it's supposed to be the same beach. It is Santa Monica Beach, right? He didn't call him Godling. Yeah, it's Santa Monica. I'm right. I'm right. I'm putting the book down. So Kronos, I already knew that was gonna happen. It was mostly the Annabeth leaving early. The Fields of Asphodel just are different. I don't know what's going on there. But that also means Hazel's in those trees. So I wonder how that's gonna work. Hazel was in the Fields of Asphodel, but also she could remember things. Like she remembered her past. She was just kind of a spirit floating around. But also they were just a giant crowd of people. So now I'm curious how Nico's going to get Hazel. That's a future problem. Like, is he just gonna untreeify her? What's up with the big three kids and getting turned into trees? I don't even know. Also, Annabeth's regret. It hasn't been hinted in the show. If it has, I haven't noticed. But that's also because we haven't had a lot of Annabeth, Luke, sort of interactions. But in the books, it was very, very obvious that Annabeth had a crush on Luke. So I wonder if that was the regret. But also, she's just kind of childhood trauma, so there's a lot of room for regrets to get placed in there. So honestly, it could be anything. But I wonder if it's that, but I don't think they're doing the Annabeth has a crush on Luke in this telling of Percy Jackson. I don't think they're doing that. So whatever her regret is, we might get told, we might not. What else happened? Kronos sucking the shoes into the pit. I wonder when they're gonna put it together that the shoes were given to them by Luke. Actually, they don't. I lied. They don't put that together. Unless they do. They didn't put that together that the shoes did that. Not until the end of summer. Last day of summer. The last night of summer session came all too quickly. Yeah, it's like they just do not notice the fact that the shoes... They might figure it out quicker. But I really hope they don't. Because, the betrayal at the end of the summer of Luke will hurt more, I should say. It will hurt more, especially for the people who haven't read the books. I don't know if they have seen... I don't know if the people who haven't read the books have seen all the TikToks about the people who are, have read the books, talking about the people who haven't read the books who really like Luke as a character. I wonder if they put two and two together, that Luke is the bad guy. The lightning thief, if you will. of this season. God, this season's almost over. We have one more episode. Oh no. There's one more episode. What am I supposed to do on my Tuesday nights? Sleep? Well, I mean, I do plan on putting together a compilation after I finished the last episode of every time I've quoted a musical while watching this, just to see how many times and see how long it is. It might be long, actually. We'll figure it out. I might post it. I'll probably post it on YouTube. That's the plan. But like, they went to Hades. They came back. Grover's the one who lost the pearl. Kind of assumed that was what was gonna happen. They lost a pearl, so, you know, Mom can't come back. That was a theory. I saw it on TikTok. I saw it, I'm sure I can pull it up, maybe. Oh, the computer's dead. Or not dead. Fell asleep. That's not dead. Yeah. Kaylee Jones, 7669, commented that the theory of Percy, someone in the group losing a pearl, just the loss of a pearl in general, which did hurt a little bit. Didn't realize it was going to happen so early. I know the first time I heard the theory, he's kind of big on TikTok for his, like, Percy Jackson, like, content. This is the reason I follow him, is his Percy Jackson content. I don't remember his name. Terrible with names, actually. Actually horrible. If you never guessed, it's a wonder I made it through Game of Thrones. But, like, he kind of did the thing where he mentioned Percy's fatal flaw, which is loyalty, which I did question in this episode. Because he just, like, he trusted Annabeth to do the pearl, and I also misinterpreted the situation, too. I totally misinterpreted. I'm not gonna lie. When Annabeth had, like, the thing, I was like, what is she doing? And she, like, held out the pearl. I thought she was giving it to Percy to save his mom. But, like, she said I trust your dad, and I didn't realize it was her leaving early. I completely, not until I saw the flash, I was like, oh, that's what was happening. Completely misinterpreted that. Fully misinterpreted that scene. I was too confused. But yeah. Also, the entire Fields of Asphodel thing was confusing me. Also, how did Cerberus get his way through all of those spirit trees? It's another question. But yeah, the first theory I saw that had, like, they're gonna lose a pearl, which was, like, a day after I watched the last episode. It was just like, yeah, when Grover is getting pulled into, you know, Tartarus with the shoes, one of the pearls is gonna pop out, and then Percy has to choose between Grover and the pearl to save his mom. And he chooses Grover, his BFF, because of his whole loyalty thing. But I was really confused why, if I had a weird face, which I'll find out before you do, if I had a weird face in that scene, it's because I was like, why is Percy, his whole thing is loyalty. Why is he just abandoning Annabeth in the Fields of Asphodel? It's because of the pearl. That's why I had a weird face. I was like, his whole thing is loyalty. What is he doing? You're ruining this. But no, I was wrong. That's on me. What else happened? Hades Palace, cool. I mentioned that. All of Hades really is cool. That is the father of Nico D'Angelo and Bianca D'Angelo. And Hazel. LaVisquez. I don't think I can pronounce... Am I pronouncing her last name correctly? Do I know how to pronounce? Never had to pronounce Hazel's last name out loud. Look, I read it throughout the whole series. I don't think I know how to pronounce it. LaVisque. I don't know, it's French, isn't it? I mean, she's from Louisiana, so it has to be some kind of French last name. But she isn't relevant until, like, season 7? Heroes of Olympus, season 2? That's a lot into the future. That's a lot into the future. There's a lot of content. What else? They started with the field. That's why it's raining in the first scene! It's 'cause realization just happened to me. So, you know, at the very, very end, they're on Santa Monica Beach. I think it's Santa Monica Beach. It was Santa Monica Beach in the book. It might be a different beach. But, like, you know that house in the background? It's, like, the same thing as in the very first scene where it's just like, I didn't want to be a half-blood except for it was raining in the first scene. But, like, when Poseidon appeared, it started raining in, like, the flashback. So that's why it's raining. Does that mean Poseidon's there, or is he just kind of there in spirit? Because, I mean, he couldn't come to the meeting with Percy, and that's because he's, you know, prepping for war. But that's why it's raining. Although it also looked darker, like it was nighttime, like, look, I didn't want to be a half-blood thing. And there's no way that, unless it's dusk when they arrive, but I thought it was like kind of a morning war vibe, because they gotta get going quickly. Okay, I have a few more things to ponder. I'll write them down. I'll probably post them. I'll talk about them in the next episode. This post discussion's probably gone on for long enough. Long enough of me rambling and quoting the books. But yeah, I'm gonna start editing. Well, I'm gonna start downloading, and then I'm gonna start editing. But yeah, that's it. If I have anything more to say, I will say it in the pre-discussion of the next episode. The last episode. We find out the truth. No, we find out the truth, sort of. The prophecy comes true. The prophecy comes true? The prophecy comes true. We find out the truth, sort of. The prophecy comes true. If I have anything else to say, I'll say it in pre-discussion then. Until then, see you next week. Bye!